The first seminar today is from Google. We have another full day of inspiring Googles. Thank you. I'm sure there'll be lots of inspiring Googles, lots of inspiring seminars, but we're starting with Google. Here to introduce his seminar is Ben Malbon, Managing Director from Google Creative Lab.
They're over here, Bob.
Technology has left me pretty much in the past.
I'm not sure that it can be done.
Howie believes we're geniuses. I believe we're idiots, and we're both right.
My own impetus is a little bit of insecurity. Can you do it, champ?
How do we tailor that for a banner?
That's your job.
From my generation, that's absolutely science fiction.
I don't think we estimated the power of this.
I was surprised in the first instance that anybody could remember work that was 50 years old. And then the fact that there was an attempt to try to bridge what I had done back in 1963 into the digital age seemed an implausible notion. And so the curiosity of it all is what sparked my interest.
Well, I was, like Amil, I was certainly curious. I was skeptical and curious and wondered what it was really all about. But I found that in the course of what we were doing, finally, it was very interesting to me to see the new technologies that were available, of course, and also to recognize that if you want to do good advertising, it really doesn't depend on the technology. It depends on your knowing how to do good advertising. And that really is what interested me in doing good advertising that was not taken over by the technology, but really forced forward by it.
I think what appealed to me, I talked to the producer about it, and didn't want to sound too anxious. Of course, I hadn't worked in 12 years, but that's another story. And after he explained it to me, I said, I'm not so sure that this can be emotional. And the kind of advertising that I've been used to, if it doesn't touch a nerve, nothing's going to happen. So do you think it'll be emotional? And he had a great answer. He says, that's what we got you for, Icon.
Here I am on a plane, going back to New York, back to the scene of the crime, our most famous advertising. And the most exciting thing is I'm going to see Bob. We haven't worked together in 32 years. Bob, we were like the perfect team for each other. He was the Italian art director. I was the Jewish copywriter. He was the eyes, I was the ears. And we did everything together.
I wasn't making that shit. How you doing, buddy?
Terrific.
Unbelievable, buddy.
Actually, I was working on an old wooden boat in the garage, and the phone call came on my cell phone out of kind of nowhere. It was in another world. And, but it was Howie. I mean, what could be better? I didn't know what the word reimagine meant. And we're kind of used to working outside our comfort zone. But it was Howie. What could be wrong with it? And so that coupled with some curiosity that's always there, we just moved ahead with it.
Well, I had gotten an email that said something like, Dear Howie, you were the pioneer who people like you changed the course of advertising and influenced the generation. And they had me a deer. So the opportunity to work again with Bob, the opportunity to take on a big creative challenge, which is why we've always been in the business, and the opportunity to get close to some amazing technology that we weren't familiar with was very exciting.
So I'm going to first talk about the creative concept, right? So the original ad was, at the end of the day, man sitting by his bed. I can't believe I had the whole thing. And in today's world, we decided, why don't we make 3 little sitcoms that follow Ralph's day. Today, Ralph had the whole thing leading up to that moment. And each sitcom has, a funny story and a funny incident of how Ralph ends up eating the whole thing and then needing Alka-Seltzer.